After years of tax increases and service and budget cuts, there is nothing left to tax and there's very little left to cut. We have to grow our way out of the challenges that we're facing today, which is why I do have a plan. I have a 7-point plan to grow our economy. It's available on my website, and it's not a plan to gather dust on the website, but rather specific proposals for what we need to do to grow our economy. And while I hope we spend some time talking about education tonight, because one of the reasons that businesses don't relocate to Providence is because they don't trust our public school system, and that is an economic development tool. But there's also a lot we need to do to make sure that Providence becomes more business friendly. My 7 points are supporting our meds and eds economy, infusing our arts and design industry into our already strong push into science and technology, growing our working waterfront, supporting the arts, culture, and tourism industry that is so important to what makes Providence unique and special and economically viable, regionalize our economy, which means both sharing services with our neighbors and drawing ourselves closer to Boston so that we can participate in the economic boom that's happening up there without us, supporting our neighborhood businesses, and then finally making city government work for everyone. It remains impossible to get the simplest things done at City Hall. We need to have a City Hall where anyone can easily start or grow a business, and we need the neighborhoods to feel as confident as the folks downtown that they can have access to a program. Thank you.
Okay, Mr. Adrain.
Well, once again, I would say, as Bill Clinton said, it is about the economy, stupid. We are not going to get out of this box until we realize that we've got to grow the pie. And to my way of thinking, everything depends on that. We're not going to have resources for libraries, we're not going to have resources for schools, we're not going to have the resources for anything until we're growing an economy. And to have more resources depends on that economy where people in every neighborhood are working and doing well. And the key to that is an entrepreneurship economy. An entrepreneurship economy that makes it possible for people to start and build a business, whether they're an immigrant or at an Ivy League school, whether it's a small business, a large business, whether it's biotech or a food truck. All of these things matter, but each of these efforts needs help getting started. As mayor, I'll move Providence from worst to first. We are 49th on the Forbes list of attractive places to do business. We must be better, or we won't get out of the box. We need a jobs program for teens. There's lots of energy out there. I started working when I was 14, and it made all the difference in my life. And we need to make that kind of difference in the lives of others as well. I co-founded Social Venture Partners years ago, and with Debbie Schimberg. And through that, we're now helping 150 organizations throughout the state and Providence to create enterprises that generate jobs and provide income and make this a better community. We'll do more of that.
Thank you. Dr. Harrop.
Well, yes to everything everybody has said, quite frankly. All of these are great ideas. We're hardly disagreeing here on things that need to be done. I think the issue that has not come up, and I tried to bring up the last time, is where is the money coming from? I think the citizens of Providence need to get from their next mayor a promise, an ironclad promise about not raising taxes on anybody anywhere at this point. This has been one of the major stumbling blocks in creating jobs and creating industry in the city. And we have nothing left to tax, as Mr. Smiley has just said. And we need to stop thinking that we're going to tax our way out of this type of situation. There are plenty of cuts that can be made in the city. I've mentioned tax stabilization as one procedure that can be gotten rid of at this particular time. When we have lower taxes, the city will be more attractive to people to come here. I will again point you to the Rhode Island Center for Freedom's spending report that was issued last week on state spending. $220 million worth of cuts. Myself and my colleagues suggested to the state without touching social services or education. So these things can be done if you work at it.
Thank you. Okay, our next question